Picture this. I'm away for the weekend, trusting my rescue dog, Max, is safe in my backyard. Then Karen, the HOA president, sneaks in, locks him inside my house, and calls it a favor. I come home to find my best friend trapped, my place trashed, and Max ready to deliver justice. Locking up my buddy? That's not just petty. It's a full-blown declaration of war. Guess who got a taste of Max's revenge that left her speechless? Karen thought she could cage him and strut off smug. She didn't know she'd picked a fight with the wrong guy. I didn't just free Max. I turned his chaos into a neighborhood uprising she couldn't escape. You're not going to believe how this went down. Karen figured she could trap my dog and slip away clean. She had no clue Max would fight back, wreck her world, and spark a community takedown. This story starts with a cruel act, twists through a wild plan, and land with a victory so sweet you'll be cheering. Stick around, because Karen's about to trip over the leash she tried to tighten. Let's set you down in Willow Creek, a cozy Illinois suburb where old sycamores shade tidy lawns. Kids chase fireflies till dark. Porches hum with tales older than the mailboxes. I'm a retired electrical engineer, 65. More at home, splicing wires than shaking hands at HOA picnics. 2 years ago, I adopted Max, a scruffy rescue mutt with soulful eyes and a bark bigger than his bite. He wasn't just a pet. He was my partner, my shadow, bounding after squirrels, napping by my roses, bringing light after my wife passed. Her laugh was my compass. Max was my joy. Every wag was her warmth. Every romp was my pride, a bond I'd guard with my life. Willow Creek wasn't all belly rubs. New money flooded in. McMansions popped up like dandelions. Their gates gleamed brighter than their souls. Enter Karen, HOA president, the self-crowned queen of Willow Creek Estates. She ruled with a clipboard meaner than her perm. She didn't manage. She crushed. Her bylaws choked anything free. Wrong mailbox color? A $300 fine. Too loud crickets? Warning letter. Clara, my neighbor, got a $400 hit for a gaudy bird bath. It had a turtle, big whoop. Karen's patrols were clockwork. Her SUV prowled at dawn. Her clipboard snapped like a trap, sniffing out joy like a bloodhound on a scent. Willow Creek Estates wasn't a community. It was her fiefdom. Neon notices were her whip. Her smug grin was a wall nobody dared climb. Max was her obsession. Playing legally in my yard, zone free, he barked. No HOA rule touched him. I kept low, tossing balls days, tinkering nights. No fuss. Folks knew me as the dog guy, not a rebel. I liked watching Max chase his tail, my wife's spirit in his bounce. Clara brought biscuits, loving his tricks, griping Karen's fines. Her mailbox took a $350 hit for chipped blue. Jamal, the local carpenter, cursed a $450 smoke fine. His grill was pure art. Rosa, whose roses bloomed like a sunset, paid $500 for excessive petals. Petals? I'd chuckle, knowing my permits outranked Karen's pen. I'd wired grids tougher than her. A clipboard was a toy, but Karen's eyes zeroed in on Max. She called him a nuisance once. Her sneer cut deeper than a blade. Nuisance? He was my family, my heart. I defend him with every circuit in my soul. She sent warnings. Baked disturbance. Public annoyance. I fired back with bylaws. Council nods, all clean. Karen didn't care. Her notices stacked up. Each was a jab, daring me to swing. I filed them. Engineers calm holding. Trace the fault, don't spark. But her complaints grew nastier. Her threats sharpened, muttering bans and worse. To her, I wasn't neighbor. I was a holdout. Max, my wife's gift, was her target. One sheet caged till he was gone. Karen's war kicked off with a jolt. I was away for a weekend, visiting my sister, leaving Max in the backyard with food and water. A neighbor texted me Sunday night. Trouble at your place. I raced home, heart pounding, to find my back door locked tight. Max was inside, whining, my living room a mess. Couch shredded, curtains torn, a trail of chaos. A neon notice was taped to my gate. Her HOA seal glared like a summons. Your dog's a hazard. It read, signed by Karen. Secured for safety. Secured? She'd broken in, locked him inside my own house. My blood boiled. Engineers don't short. We rewire. She thought she'd won, but her trap had just tripped a switch she couldn't cut. Karen's stunt didn't just sting. It shattered my soul. Locking Max inside wasn't a jab. It was a full-on betrayal, targeting my best friend like he was trash. The fines didn't pile. They choked. Each was a brasher lie. Uncontrolled animal, $800 fine. Uncontrolled? He chased balls, not people. Property damage, $700. His barks were softer than her gossip. Then came public nuisance, $1,000, claiming he tanked curb appeal. Appeal? Neighbors tossed him treats, not her lies. I locked him in my safe, instinct screaming. Build a circuit, don't fry. But Karen wasn't playing. She was caging. Max was her prey. I sniffed a scam. Years wiring systems taught me to spot faults. I checked my yard. Fences were tight, no violations. But signs grew. Claire caught Ted, Karen's lackey, scoping my gate. Set it for a survey, she hissed. But he had a key. Key? Jamal saw Barb with a contractor, Karen's inspector, packing a phone. Inspector? More like a thug. I dusted my door. Smudge prints, enough to flag. Rosa tipped me. Karen's at the diner, crowing. Dogs locked, town's clean. Clean? This wasn't a fine. It was theft. Max, my heart, my fight, was her target. That Monday, I sat by Max. He whimpered, shaken. Rage roared, but I thought of my wife. Shine, don't curse. I hit the county code. Breaking and entering was a felony. HOA rules void. Inspiration struck. Why free him quietly when I could catch her? Big? Ide widad bulde grits. I set up cameras. A neighborhood watch, open to all, to expose her trespass in my yard. I moved quiet. Cameras planted. Locks changed. Emma, my lawyer pal, was on speed dial. Karen's act was flimsy. HOA couldn't override law. State code backed me. I'd record first, expose later, letting her strut into my trap. Clara's tip came through. Karen's HOA meeting, her stage to gloat. I lined up footage, Emma's notes, Jamal's photos. Ted's text read, dog's cage, boss thrilled. Thrilled? Not for long. Karen thought she'd won. Her perm was a crown. I was the spark. This wasn't a fight. It was a trap, and her block was about to bark. Willow Creek woke to outrage. Neighbors buzzed. Max's lockdown was the talk of the town. I stood by my yard, his collar in hand. My blood surged like a live wire. Faces turned. Clara's eyes welled. You that dog eye? Jamal grinned. Knew you had bite. Karen's HOA cronies, parked nearby, froze. Ted's coffee hit the dirt. Barb's yapper choked mid-yap. Karen lounged by her gate, latte in hand. Her smirk faded. She hadn't known. She hadn't dreamed the guy she targeted was about to turn her stunt into a spectacle. I paced my yard. Fines stacked. Karen's nuisance email stung like a frayed cord. Her complaints were fraud. No HOA could ban loyalty. Laws shielded Max. Then Rosa dropped a bomb. Karen's HOA chat brag. Mutt cage, peace safe. She framed him as a pest to prop her clean town cred. Peace. My gut roared. Engineers don't flinch. We surge. I scoured records. Karen's bylaws, pinned solo, had no votes. Fraud, bold as her perm. I dug deeper. Emma pulled HOA files. $80,000 in fines, no receipts, funneled to her cousin's consulting scam. My watch was bulletproof, untouchable. Then the twist. Saturday dusk, my yard lit up. Chairs, signs, neighbors galore. Our pet watch kicked off. Pause over power. Free Max. I shared Max's story, past biscuits. 100 showed up, then 300, then 1,000. Comments flew. This is right. Karen's cruel. A news van rolled in. Karen flipped. Her ex-post whined about a dog mob. Mob? I'd wired her trap. My cameras hummed. Her lies were caught. But Max had already struck. I found his chaos wasn't random. Karen's prize garden, just over my fence, was a wreck. Flowers shredded, sprinklers chewed. Max had escaped her trap, tunneled under, and paid her back in petals. Karen's meeting loomed. Her stage to spin lies. I rolled in, footage ready. My sign was lit. Pause unite, justice stays. She'd lose it, clueless, expecting cheers. I stacked watch stats, Emma's suit. Trespass, fraud, harassment. Clara's tip came through. Ted's text read, lock set, boss thrilled. Thrilled? Not for long. Karen's ex-post crowed. Willow Creek's pure. Pure? She caged my heart. I was the signal. This wasn't a fight. It was a chew, and her block was about to howl. Willow Creek's HOA hall was a powder keg. Chairs were stuffed. 4,000 neighbors were packed in. The air crackled like a storm about to burst. Karen stormed to the podium. Her perm was a fortress. She gloated like she'd crushed her foes. We're saving Willow Creek, she crowed. Max's fines were her trophy. A slide slammed him as a public menace. Standards, she preached. Standards? She caged my soul. Neighbors stirred. Clara's fist balled. Rosa's eyes burned. Jamal leaned forward, jaw set. Karen's smirk was steel. She thought she'd own the town. She spun lies. Muckfush fishes. A blight tanking values. Half-nodded conned. Half-seeded smelling rot. Det doset hoazulet falai. Floors ate them like dust. Karen glowed. We've cleansed Willow Creek. Cleansed? My move. I rose, footage in hand. My sign blazed. Pause unite, justice stays. My voice was low, like a growl rising. Karen, got a garden to explain? She froze. Her latte splashed. She expected cheers. Rosa isid. Unleash her lies. I hit the projector. The screen lit up with my yard. 2,500 neighbors, signs high, chanting from Max. Footage rolled. Karen's fines, no vote. Her smirk as she slapped penalties. Then my proof. Night cam. Karen breaking in, locking Max inside. His barks echoed. Her garden, a mess of shredded blooms. Max's revenge played next. Flowers torn, sprinklers snapped. The crowd roared. Jamal bellowed. Got her. Karen's face drained. It's fake. I clicked. Linda's USB showed Karen's email. Lock the dog. No debate. Clara's clip played. Karen's ex-post. Mutt crushed town's mind. Ted's text to Barb. Trespass work, pay up. Neighbors surged. Clara screamed. Thief. My footage hit local news, then Fox. Phones flashed like a wildfire. I faced Karen. Sign raised. You trapped my dog. Trespass. Fraud. Harassment. I tossed him his suit. Illegal finis. Our watch was legal. Case 2025, WC 105, you're done. She choked. Values. Cops rolled in. My call from dawn. Sheriff Klein stepped up. Cuffs gleamed. Karen, you're under arrest. Click. Cuffs snapped on her. Ted Barb. They were dragged through jeers. Karen wailed. You can't. We did. The hall erupted. Cheers, fists high. Jamal Ugidroza. Clara's laugh was wild. Linda yelled. HOA's done. The vote was unanimous. Bylaws were torched. Karen's crown was ash. Our watch was the flame. Rose's clip hit 100 million views. Neighbors chanted, justice. I stood by my sign. Max's heart was alive in their roar. Willow Creek wasn't hers. It was ours. Truth was the brightest spark. Karen's cuffs didn't just clip her ego. They burned her empire. Willow Creek roared. Neighbors spilled into the streets. They hugged, laughed. Clara tossed biscuits like confetti. Deputies hauled Ted out. His strut was crushed. Karen sobbed. It's a setup. Setup? Her trespass told the truth. The DA piled on. Trespass, fraud, harassment. Charges stacked like cables. My suit gutted her HOA. $500,000 in fines. No votes. Pure scam. Money funneled to her cousin's consulting racket. No receipts. Karen's lackey flipped. He named 100 scams. Dog sheds all fined. All tied to her sister-in-law's Creek Realty. Clara's fence, hit in 22, wasn't it unsafe? Barb's text bragged. Paid off. Rose's roses. Fine last spring with the same game. 100 neighbors spoke. X exploded. Hashtag Creek Justice spiked to 100 million posts. Tales spread from Florida to Maine. The council froze her accounts. $50 million was seized. Her gazebo was bulldozed. Her realty was a front for scams. Karen faced 40 years. Her plea died when Barb spilled $1 million in inspector bribes. Karen's name was on each. Willow Creek didn't gawk. CNN ran Max's revenge. We walked, laughed, moved on. The HOA collapsed. The board bailed. Bylaws burned. Neighbors raided the office. They unearthed $40 million in fines. Karen's piggy bank for cruises, funded by Clara's birdbath, Rose's tulips. Lee led a vote. New council, no fines, just trust. Karen's standards? Smashed. Our watch shone. Clara clapped my shoulder. Your wife would be proud. Proud? I felt her, urging me to fight on. Max bounced back. His tail wagged fiercer than ever. I built a dog haven in my yard. Neighbors chipped in. Volunteers grew. All pride. Neighbors pitch in. Clara brings treats. Rosa, beads, ramps. Jamal prints signs. Hank adds grit. It's not a yard. It's us unbowed. The haven's a beacon. Folks join from across town. Their cheers warm my soul. Karen? She's a ghost. Her curtains stay shut. I catch her peeking at her pups. My yard hosts joyful mornings. Kids play fetch. Strangers walk dogs. Iston at dusk. Max's tail thumps. My wife's love burns bright, fiercer than ash. Justice isn't loud. It's a bark, a town that stands firm. Got an HOA horror story? A Karen who tried to break your bond? Drop it in the comments. Share your wildest clash, where you're watching from. I read every one, hungry for your fire. Did this revenge light you up? Smash that like. It's wiring truth to the grid. Share with your crew, neighbors, even the guy with the loud truck. New here? Subscribe, hit the bell. We're chasing more wins, laughs, and grit. I want you in the pack. Thanks for standing with me in Willow Creek. Keep shining, fighting, crushing nonsense. Catch you next. Stay tough, stay true.